Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Gallagher Playground, Gallagher Park, home of Pine Hill Baseball for the Lynn 2019 City Series Tournament. This is the finals of the winners bracket. Both these teams, the last two undefeated teams, Wyoma at bat, East Lynn on the field. Cal Donnie. Donnie, I guess, is the way you pronounce it. Hit high in the air to left field, off the left fielder's glove. We'll give Tony a base hit. Had to go a long way. Reached out, almost made a great play. Just off his glove. Ben Patrick, the second baseman, will be the hitter. Punch the bunt, fouls it off.
Now batting for Wyoma, number 10, Ben Patrick.
Line drive back to the pitcher. They turn a double play. Johnny Cruz, the pitcher, snailed that line drive, and they double the runner off. So the pitcher helping himself. So there's 2 outs and nobody on for Dylan DiFilippo. Swing and a miss. The winner of this will sit back and wait while the teams beat themselves up in the losers bracket. And whoever survives the losers bracket will have to beat the winner of this game twice. 2 quick strikes by Cruz. And he gets a strikeout, so a very quick inning. He only threw 8 pitches. Thanks to his own defense, turning the double play. So Wyoma goes down quickly. I'll give you both lineups now while we get a break. Wyoma just batted, but it's Kyle Donnie, the catcher, leading off. Ben Patrick, the second baseman, batting second. Batting third and playing first base, Dylan DiFilippo. In the cleanup spot is the pitcher, Josh Downey. The center fielder, Devin Duvall, hits number 5. Batting sixth and playing third base, David Palmer. The right fielder, Colin Newhall, bats number 7. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, Sam Phelps. And in the number 9 spot is the left fielder, Kyle Furlong. Now with East Lynn coming up, it'll be Julius Soto, the left fielder, leading off. Cassius Aline, the second baseman, bats second. Playing short and batting third is the young man that pitched yesterday, and that's Jarrell Benson. Batting fifth and playing third base, Wilfredo Perez, or batting fourth, playing third base, Wilfredo Perez. In the 5th spot is the first baseman, Jojo Hernandez. Batting sixth and playing right field, Eric Salazar. The pitcher, Johnny Cruz, hits number 7. Batting eighth and catching, Nate Quandy. And the center fielder, Kyle Richardson, hits number 9. The field started at 5. It now has shrunk to 4. The game before this, it was Pine Hill picking up their first win of the tournament over Lynn Shore. So Lynn Shore was the first team eliminated. Julius Soto leads off. They just switched positions, the Dorney family. Josh on the mound caught yesterday. Kyle pitched. Now they switch around. Josh pitches and Kyle catches. Josh yesterday had 4 hits, scored 2, knocked in a run. He was the show for Wyoma. Slicing it foul, out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tony's one of those guys that throws left, bats left. Down and in for a ball. The count evens at 2. They move the games up, this being Sunday morning, because of the dreaded heat. It's going to be close to 100 degrees as it was yesterday. Hit foul, and Soto hangs in. We found ourselves a shady spot down in right field to try and stay out of the sun at least. There's a little bit of a breeze that helps. All of the people brought tents sitting under it. Strike 3 called. One up, one down. Swing and a miss. Cassius Aline is the second baseman. Waves at the first 2 pitches. Low for a ball. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 quick strikeouts. Turiel Benson. Hitting from the left side. Throws from the right side. High for a ball. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. He's 1 strike away from striking out the side. The 1-2 pitch. Down and away, and we got our first deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Missing wide, and the count goes full. The payoff pitch up and coming. He strikes out the side. 2 of them swinging. Strong inning by Josh Doney. Doney threw 16 pitches, but most of them were strikes as he strikes out the side. We're right back where we started, dead even. Wyoma nothing, Eastland nothing at the end of 1. We'll start the second inning. Josh Doney. And he struck out the side. We told you he had 4 hits yesterday. He beats it for a base hit. Throw got away, but not anywhere near having him go anywhere. He beats the ground ball to short for a base hit. They haven't got him out yet. That one goes to the backstop. And Wyoma has the first runner in scoring position. That hit the bat. That was way up and in. Devin Duval was ducking out of the way, and it hit the bat, and it winds up a strike. So Johnny Cruz got some help with that pitch. That might have gone to the backstop. Instead, it's a strike. Got a piece of that and fouled it back, and it kind of goes 1-2. And a very nice breeze kicks up. And boy, that feels good. Hit back to the mound. They knock it down. Can't make the play. By the time Cruz got a hold of it, Duval was at first base, so the error puts runners at first and third. Look for a bunt here. He had 3 hits in the game yesterday. Got an RBI, scored a run. 2 of his hits were bunts. And he does it again. Out at second base, but the run scores. So it'll be a fielder's choice. Palmer gets a sacrifice and an RBI. Colin Newhall, the right fielder, the hitter. Down the way for a ball. So Palmer does it again. They threw the runner out at second. He gets credit for a sacrifice and an RBI with Donnie, the pitcher, scoring the run. Popped up behind the plate. Had it, couldn't hold on to it. Nate Condy made a good effort. So Newhall gets a life. Popped up to the second baseman. Cassius Aline makes the play. Sam Phelps, the shortstop. He got a base hit and an RBI and a couple of nice plays at shortstop. That one goes to the backstop. That'll be a pass ball. So just like yesterday, Donnie get on base, Palmer bunted him home. Wyoma does it again. High for a ball. In for a strike. Two on the count to the Wyoma shortstop. It's going to be to center field. Coming over is the center fielder, Kyle Richardson, making the play. Phelps hit it well. Richardson tracked it down. But Wyoma gets the run, the infield hit, the wild pitch, an error, and then the bunt by Palmer brings the pitcher, Donnie, home. And Wyoma gets on the board first. So the error hurt. So Josh Donnie on the mound for the first time today will start with a lead, 1-0. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for East Lynn. We'll have West Lynn taking on Pine Hill. This being Sunday, that'll be Monday night. And then the loser of this will take on the winner of that one in the final of the losers bracket. And the winner of that game will have to beat the winner of this game twice. And right now, Wyoma has a skinny 1-run lead moving into the bottom of the second inning. Pine Hill, their volunteer group, led by Mrs. Avery, have done a terrific job. They got the field looking great. They come out very quickly after the third out. They get out and they water it down, drag it down, put the lines down, put the batted box in. They run a great concession stand here. They take care of all the needs of all the players and coaches. And they're a great group of volunteers. Of which we have many in the city that get no recognition whatsoever. Little League, Papuana, Challenger League, Babe Ruth. All the time, effort, hours spent for zero pay. And most people don't know about it. Other people just take it for granted. But they do a great job for the young people in the city. Wilfredo Perez will lead it off. In first strike. Donnie can bring it. Got a little mustard on his pitch. Swing and a miss. They haven't caught up to him yet. The 0-2 pitch coming up. Hit foul out of play. We mentioned Donnie on the mound, had 4 hits, scored 2, knocked in a run. Was just about half of the offense, but he also, behind the plate, threw out a run of stealing. When it was still a close game. Looked like he tried to pull the string a little bit, missed it up and away. Swing and a miss. The beat goes on. Jojo Hernandez, the first baseman, will be the hitter. East Lynn hasn't put the ball in play yet. High for a ball. In first strike. He's He's only gone 3-2 once, and he got the strikeout. Didn't get around. Late swing, punched it foul past first base. 1-2 the count. Low for a ball. 2-2 the count. Hit foul at home plate. Hit foul again. Hernandez hanging in, making Donnie throw some pitches. Oh, I should say, I think it's Donnie. Out in front of the plate. Safe at first base for a base hit. Good at bat by Hernandez. He kept hanging. He finally just chopped it down the first base line and beat it for a base hit. And he forced Donnie to throw some pitches. Eric Salazar, the right fielder, is the hitter. Thought about it, held up, the pitch was high for a ball. Almost pulled the trigger. In for a strike, 1-1. Tried to check his swing. Might have been a strike anyway, but he got a piece of it and fouled it back. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Hernandez faked like he was going to steal second. He threw it down. So all the outs have been strikeouts. Johnny Cruz, the pitcher, is the hitter. High for a ball. Again, Hernandez is faking. He's going like halfway down, like he was going to go, looking to draw a throw. And they've been throwing it down to second base, forcing him back to first. I think he's trying to draw a throw behind him so he can go to second base. Two-0 the count to Johnny Cruz. In for a strike. Wide for a ball. 3-1 the count. Hernandez is giving him something to think about at first base. And that's ball 4. So East Lynn gets their first runner in scoring position. It comes with 2 outs. Nate Condy, the catcher, is the hitter. In for a strike. Two quick strikes. Hernandez finally steals a base. He was hanging. They didn't throw the ball to third. They threw the ball back to the pitcher. He steals third base. So it's actually a double steal because Cruz goes to second. That takes away the force in the infield. They count 0-2. And it's another strikeout. Second straight inning, he struck the side out. So East Lynn threatens. They put 2 on. They get a runner as far as third, second and third. But they're out of the inning with another 3 strikeouts by Donnie. We played 2 in this winners bracket final in the 2019 City Series. Wyoma leading East Lynn 1-0. 9-1-2 for Wyoma as we start the top of the third inning.
Now batting Wyoma, number 7.
In for a strike. Kyle Furlong, the left fielder, took the first pitch for a strike. That one goes to the backstop. And we're even at 1-1. Missing inside. Two on the count to the Wyoma left fielder Furlong. Top of the order on deck. Good pitch for a strike. Evens the count at 2. Swing and a miss. He gets the strikeout. His second.
Now batting Wyoma, number 4,
Kyle
Kyle Doney.
Doney got a base hit leading off the ball game and very quickly got doubled off when Patrick, the second hitter, hit a line shot right back to the pitcher. And Doney was doubled off at first base. Line shot in the gap all the way to the fence. In with a stand-up double. He's got his second hit. Got all of that one. A line shot in the gap. He's 2 for 2. Penn Patrick can't hit any better than Patrick hit. He hit a line shot, but got unlucky. Hit it right back to the pitcher and turned into a double play. Off the catcher in the dirt. That moves the runner to third. A little conference on the mound. Wyoma got their run in the second inning. Doney beat out an infield hit. Went to second on a wild pitch. A ground ball back to the mound. They couldn't handle it. Allowed Duvall to reach. And as they did in yesterday's game starting out, Palmer laid down a perfect bunt. They did get a force at second base on the play, but Doney scored the run. In for a strike. Hit right to the second baseman. Patrick can't get a break. He's hit two of the best shots in the weekend, and he's 0 for 2. Line right to Aline, the second baseman, who made the play nicely. Cassius Aline made a very nice defensive play. Hit foul for strike one. Dylan DiFilippo struck out swinging his first trip. So a nice play by Aline, keeps the runner at third. Patrick's got to be shaking his head. He's hit 2 line shots. One was a double play, the other one's an out. Swing and a miss. Cruz 1 strike away from getting out of it. Lined in the center field for a base hit. A big 2-out hit by DiFilippo. That's a big 2-out hit. They were 1 strike away from getting out of it. Josh Doney singled and scored the first run. For some reason, the runner at first didn't go. Down and in for a ball. Donnie, the pitcher, is 5 for 5 in this tournament. They haven't got him out yet. High for ball 3. In for a strike. Another solid shot and a nice play by the shortstop. A rocket by Doney. And the shortstop, Benson, made a very nice play. Picked it, gets the force at second. That was going to the outfield. That could have been trouble. But they get another run on the big 2-out hit by DiFilippo. After the leadoff double by Kyle Doney.
Number 8, Johnny Soto, threw 18 pitches for a total of 33 hits. 3-9.
We'll move into the bottom half of the third. The hole gets a little bit deeper for East Lynn as it's now 2-0. And as it was for Wyoma, shall it be for East Lynn? 9-1-2. Both teams went out 1, 2, 3 in the first. Both teams had 5 hit in the second inning. The difference was Wyoming pushed one of theirs across for a run. Now Wyoming has added another one on a double by Doney and a big 2-out hit by DiFilippo, bringing him home. So Kyle Richardson will look to get it started for East Lynn.
East Lynn's pitcher is number 8, Johnny Cruz. I believe I used his last name wrong. Johnny Cruz is pitching East Lynn.
Kyle Richardson will lead off, and then back to the top of the order. Julius Soto, Cassius Aline to face Josh Doney. Starting his third inning of work. Up and away for a ball.
East Lynn, number 3, Kyle Richardson.
Swing and a miss. Jake Tester is the new right fielder. I believe it's Kevin Cahill out in left field. And Jake Desmond is in center field. Swing and a miss. 2-2 the count. So Wyoming is taking care of their subs, getting them out defensively. Strike 3 called. And Doney just keeps on going.
Now back to East Lynn, number 19, Julius Soto.
Julius Soto struck out, being called on the strikes, leading off the bottom of the first. Hit foul. Hit foul again. Quickly, it's 2 strikes. Another strikeout. 2 up, 2 down.
Now back to East Lynn, number 15, Cassius Aline.
Cassius Aline, the second baseman, struck out swinging. Way high for a ball. Time call is a little huddle with coach and hitter. Quickly back to baseball. Jeez, that pitch was up and away. Donnie got some help with that pitch. Swing and a miss. The count goes 1-2. Strike 3 call. He strikes out the side for the third straight inning. 9 outs, 9 strikeouts. We're halfway through this winner's bracket final of the 2019 City Series. Wyoma 2, East Lynn nothing. Top of the fourth inning. 5, 6, and 7 for Wyoma. Jake Desmond is the hitter. Hit to the first baseman. Hit it well. Hit it right to the first baseman. So that was Duvall hitting. I thought I know they made the change defensively. I didn't see the change offensively. I thought they had to get one at bat and 1 inning in the field. High and tight for a ball. I know they put the 3 subs in the outfield the last inning. I didn't know if they batted before that. Popped up. Nice hustle. 2 straight plays by Jojo Hernandez at first base. He broke to the ball quickly, made the play. 2 up, 2 down. And I believe this is Jake Testa. It is Testa. I don't know. Duvall hit. Desmond didn't, so I don't know how they worked that. Although they've got to the point where it's almost free substitution. One, two, the count. Low goes to the backstop, and we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wyoma leading 2-0 here in the top of the fourth. Strike 3 call. Good inning for Johnny Cruz. His first 1-2-3 inning. He only faced 3 in the first, but that was a double play. This is a legitimate 1-2-3 inning. As Wyoma is down in the fourth. We'll move into the bottom half of the fourth. East Lynn is going to start getting the bat on the ball. They've only had 1 base runner. And that was a very good at bat by Jojo Hernandez, the first baseman. He kept fouling pitches off. He finally just hit a little tapper down the first base line, but he beat it for a base hit. And that's the only base runner. And he's the only one to put the ball in play. 9 outs have been 9 strikeouts. 6 of them swinging. Tony will start his fourth inning of work. The pitch count is 85. When you reach 85, you have to go to the bench or go to another position. The only way you go past that is if you reach 85 and you're pitching to a hitter, you can complete the hitter. So it'll be the middle of the order for Eastland 3, 4, and 5. Gerald Benson, Wilfredo Perez, Jojo Hernandez.
Now batting for Eastland, number 12, Dario Benson.
Benson struck out swinging his first trip. Tells you he bats left, throws right. Man, nice play at shortstop on that rocket hit by Josh Donnie. Or Donnie. Hopefully I'll pronounce their names correctly before this tournament is over. In for a strike. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Didn't miss by much. The count evens at 2. Tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. Down and away. 3-2, second full count. Benson thought he took too much time on the mound, asked for time, stepped off, got it. So we get back to baseball. The payoff pitch, once again, up and coming. Pop foul over the Eastland dugout, and we'll do it again. Just inside the third base bag. They throw the ball away. They held him to a single, now they throw the ball away. So Perez ripped that one into left field. Kale did a nice job getting it back quickly, holding it to a single. But then they missed the cutoff. And the error puts the runner at second base. Second time they've had a runner in scoring position. First time it was with 2 outs. Now it's with nobody out, so they have the tying run at home plate. Wilfredo Perez struck out swinging his first trip. It brings a trip out to the mound for a discussion. But that was a rocket hit by Benson. Now, I was waiting to see what happened. Benson went to the dugout, during that brief pause. Now he hustles back to second base. I knew they couldn't put a runner in for him because they don't have any subs. Down and in for a ball. In for a strike. 1-1 the count. Eastland would love to get this run in and cut into that 2-0 lead. Popped up. Pitcher Donnie makes the play himself. That's the first out that's not a strikeout. Was the pitcher making the out. Jojo Hernandez had that very good at bat, kept fouling pitches off. Finally got one of a swinging bunt, if you will, down the first base line and beat it for a base hit. He made it all the way to third, but it came with 2 outs. And Donnie got a strikeout to get out of the inning. In for a strike. Hit foul. Two quick strikes on the Eastland first baseman. Hit the second base. Out at first base. Ben Patrick made a nice play over to DiFilippo. They just got Hernandez by an eyelash. Benson moved over to third. Nico Sintron will be up for the first time. He went into play right field. High and tight for a ball. In for a strike, 1-1. Benson dancing around off third base trying to draw a throw. Hit out in front of the plate. Donnie will make the play. So second time in the game they got a runner as far as third base. Second time it was with 2 outs. And they leave him there. And that's the first inning that Donnie did not get a strikeout. So we've completed 4 here in this winner's bracket final 2019 City Series. Wyoma still ahead of Eastland 2-0. Kevin Kale will hit for the first time. He went into play left field. He made a nice play on that base hit, holding it to a single, but then throw back to the infield got away. But it turned out not to hurt. This one was stranded at third, so the error didn't hurt. Johnny Cruz starting his 5th inning of work. He's still got a few pitches left. Donnie does not. Donnie if he's lucky, will finish the 5th inning. He's only got 16 pitches left. Swing and a miss. Count evens at 2. It's Kale and then back to the top of the order. Strike 3 call. Good pitch by Cruz. 2 in a row. 1 in the 4th, 1 to start the 5th. 4th strikeout of the game. Swing and a miss.
Now batting Wyoma, number 7, Jake Desmond.
This is Jake Desmond hitting now. I don't know how they did that. He went in to play center field, but he's hitting for the catcher. Swing and a miss. Unless the center fielder Duvall went behind the plate. Strike 3 called. Cruz settling in.
Now batting Wyoma, number 4, Kyle Doney.
6 in a row retired by Cruz. Ben Patrick, the second baseman, has not been lucky. He's hit 2 line shots. One was a double play, the other one was an out. 1 to the pitcher for a double play. 1 to the second baseman for an out. He's hit the ball as hard as anybody. Oh, for a ball. 1-2 the count. Hit in a gap. And that's Donnie, the catcher. Now I realize how he did it.
Now batting Wyoma, number 10, Ben Patrick.
That's his 3rd hit, his 2nd double. I can't read my own score sheet. This is Ben Patrick, who's now up. Tony got his 3rd hit. He scored 1 of the 2 runs. His 2nd double. Yesterday it was Josh Doney doing all the damage offensively. Today it's Kyle. So I finally got my score sheet straightened out. It was 8-9-1 for Wyoma, not 9-1-2. Off the catcher, and Doney will go to 3rd. He hesitated. The ball went to the dirt. As the catcher was picking it up, he hustled into third base. Hit to the mound. Cruz will make the play. So they get the 2-out double, winds up at third, but stays there.
After the top of the fifth inning, the East Lynn pitcher, number 8, Johnny Cruz, threw 17 pitches for a total of 66.
So Cruz will, unless lightning strikes, will finish the game. He's only thrown 56 pitches. He still has 29 to go. And that would be a monstrous inning if he went over that count. But it's getting late for East Lynn. They're down 2 runs. Devin Duvall is back in center field. Colin Newhall is back in right field. I believe it's Furlong back in left field. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 for East Lynn as we start the bottom of the 5th. Johnny Cruz, Nate Conde, Kyle Richardson, the 3 hitters. And more than likely, this will be the last inning for Josh Donnie. On Donnie. Maybe if I keep saying it twice, I'll get it right once. The winner of this will get a little bit of a rest. This being Sunday, they won't get to play until Wednesday. The loser bracket will take over, trying to see who comes out of the loser's end to take on the winner of this one. And right now, as we mentioned, Wyoma's leading it 2-0. Johnny Cruz drew a walk his 1 trip. Hits it safe at first base. Cruz beat it. Nice try by Patrick, the second baseman. Had to go way to his right, almost behind second base. Made a good throw, but Cruz beat it.
Number 9, Nate Conde.
2 innings in a row, they got the leadoff hitter on. The last time made it to third base, but couldn't get it in. Nate Conde, the catcher, represents the tying run at home plate. Hits it foul off the screen. Down and in for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hit foul, out of play. Again, over those trees, you could finally find an awful lot of baseballs over those trees. Nobody goes to get them because they've been told that there's a lot of poison ivy over there. Wide for a ball, the count evens at 2. Chased the pitch that was high. Doney gets back in the strikeout mode. He didn't get one in the fourth, his only inning. Kyle Richardson, the hitter, was called out on strikes. Hits it foul behind home plate. In for a strike. Eastland fans not happy about that call. Swing and a miss for strike three. Eleven strikeouts.
Now batting for Eastland, number 19, Julius Soto.
For Doney. Julius Soto was struck out twice. Once called, once swinging. He's the left fielder for East Lynn. Swing and a miss. Threw it in on the hands. Swung right through it. Chased the high pitch. Quickly 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, up and coming. Hit to right field. Long run. Newhall makes the catch. Outstanding defense. Colin Newhall going over to the line, sliding, making the play. That would have been trouble. That probably would have been a run. But he made a very nice defensive play. Ends the fifth inning. Eastland is now down to the last 3 outs. Wyoma leading it 2-0 at the end of 5. We'll start the 6th inning. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 for Wyoma. 3 outs away from winning this winner's bracket final and sitting back and getting a rest wing to see who comes out of the loser's bracket. I've been remiss. I haven't mentioned, and I should. My thoughts and my prayers go out to my very good friend, Doug Mullins. They had a great event for him at Tony's Pub Friday night. An army of family, relatives, friends, and loved ones showed up and to pay their respects to an outstanding young man. First pitch is popped up to the shortstop by DiFilippo. Dougie went in for shoulder surgery, found out he had cancer. And he's battling. I think he's going for chemo this week. Our thoughts and our prayers go with him. May God bless him and help him through his difficult time. He's a tremendous young man. He does a great job coaching English, working with the community, the kids. He did the Legion team for a while. He's a terrific young man. He's only 32 years old. It's a tremendous thing for him and his family. Hit to third. Very nice play. Wilfredo Perez made the backhanded stop, made a good throw over to first to Hernandez, and they get Donnie out. They don't get him out very often. He was 5 for 5 at one time in this tournament. 2 up, 2 down. So our thoughts and our prayers, and I hope your thoughts and your prayers, and you'll keep Dougie safe at first base. They couldn't pick the ball up. He had it right at the bag. If he picked it up, it's an easy out. He couldn't pick it up. So God bless Dougie and his family and all his friends, and we wish him nothing but the best, and we hope to see him on the bench next year coaching the English baseball team again. But more importantly, we hope we see him up on his feet and healthy. So God bless you, Dougie, and my thoughts and my prayers are with you. David Palmer laid down a perfect bunt, knocking in the first run. Swing and a miss. The runner takes off and steals second base. So a runner at second with 2 outs. 1-2 the count. I see Dylan DiFilippo warming up in the bullpen. Donnie only has very few pitches. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The third out, they leave a runner at second base. So Cruz is on the short end. He's pitched very well. He's only given up 5 hits. 2 runs. One of them was earned. Actually, both of them were earned. It was his error that helped with the first run. He struck out 6. Didn't walk a batter. He pitched very well. But he's on the short end of a 2-0 score. It will be Josh Donnie. And he'll throw a few pitches. Maybe one hitter, depending how quick he gets the out. And then we're probably going to see DiFilippo coming in relief. We mentioned the winner of this will sit and wait until Wednesday night. The loser will get to play the winner of West Lynn Pine Hill. That'll be played tomorrow night. And then the winner of that one will finish up the loser's bracket. And we'll take on the winner of this one. And the winner of this one will have to lose twice. Two, 3, and 4 for East Lynn, and they need at least 2 to stay alive.
Now batting for East Lynn, number 15, Cassius Aline.
Cassius Aline has struck out twice. He's played well at second base. Takes the pitch for a strike. Two quick strikes. If he throws another one, he can get the pitch to another hitter. Maybe not. This might be his last pitch. High for a ball. I think that does it. He'll finish this hitter, and then we'll see DiFilippo. Hit in the air. Second baseman going back. Can't make the play. Drops in for a hit. Hustling at the second base with a double is Aline, and that brings the Eastland fans up on their feet. Eastland has a pulse. Will change pitches. DiFilippo will be the new pitcher, but all of a sudden Eastland has the tying run at home plate with nobody out. So Donnie will come out, DiFilippo will go in. Donnie goes 5 innings. Gives up 3 base hits. He spaced them out well. 1 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. Now he actually 4 hits with this hit in the 6th inning. He struck out 11, walked 1. He can get the win if DiFilippo can save it for him. Terrell Benson struck out, but then drilled a line shot at the left field for a base hit. He was one of 2 that made it to third base, but both times the runners got to third base with 2 outs, and they were stranded there. So DiFilippo will try to close it out and get Wyoma their second win in the tournament and knock Eastland into the losers bracket. So a little pop-up. Newell coming on had a better play on the ball, going to the ball, but Patrick thought he had a bead on it, and that slowed Newell down a little bit, and it dropped in for a base hit. And hustling was Aline getting into second base. So Donnie, the pitcher, will go to first base, and DiFilippo will take over on the mound, and he'll face Terrell Benson. So we're going right down the wire. 2-0 Wyoma, but Eastland has the tying run on home plate thanks to the leadoff double by Aline. So here we go. White knuckle time on both sides. We got a sprinkling of fans next to us. Some from Eastland, some from Wyoma. Benson, we mentioned, throws right, bats left. He's played well at shortstop. And he's got that one big hit. And solid shot. In for a strike. Wide for a ball. Wyoma blessed with 3 pretty good arms. The Donnie brothers. Kyle won the game yesterday. Josh pitching a nice game today. Now they got DiFilippo, who throws it pretty well. 2-1 the count. In for a strike. Evens the count at 2. Hit on the ground into the outfield. Right through the wickets. That makes that pulse a little bit stronger, as now the tying runs are on base. First and third with nobody out for Wilfredo Perez, who was struck out and popped to the pitcher. He'll be facing DiFilippo for the first time. So as I mentioned, that pulse gets a little stronger for East Lynn. High for a ball. Hit foul over the Eastland dugout out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Solid shot into left field. Eastland coming alive. Perez ripped that one for an RBI. And just like that, Eastland has the go-ahead run at first base with nobody out. The tying run at second. Jojo Hernandez got an infield hit. Bounced out second to first. They got him by an eyelash at first base. A solid shot by Perez. Very nice play by Furlong in the outfield. He picked that. If that gets by him, that's really trouble. He held Perez to a single. That's a nice play in left field by Kyle Furlong. So Jojo Hernandez. Let's see what Eastland does here. In for a strike. Eastland waiting for the final chapter. Hit foul out of play. Two strikes. So a double, an error, a single. And all of a sudden it's 2-1. 2 on with nobody out. Hit slowly to short. They throw it away. It's an infield hit. They almost had to play the runner at third. He went too far. So the infield hit loads the bases. Still nobody out. Now the tying run 60 feet away. The go-ahead run in scoring position at second base. Cintron, the hitter, he struck out, bounced to the pitcher. Eastland fans have really come to life now. In for a strike. Can't put that book down till you read the final chapter. Hit back to the mound. They get the play at the plate. So the bases are still loaded now with 1 out. Johnny Cruz, the pitcher, can help himself here. He's walked and singled. He was on the verge of a loss coming into this bottom of the 6th. Now he has a chance to give himself a win. A base hit here, he'll be the winning pitcher. Down and away for a ball. Tony went over the pitch limit, had to come out. T. Filippo trying to nail it down. Over the right fielder's head. Eastland is going to win it. Cruz wins the game. Wyoma was breezing, and they wind up on the short end. Cruz drilled that over the right fielder's head. He gets credit for a single. That's all they needed. East Lynn saved it for the end. And it will be Wyoma going into the losers bracket as East Lynn stages a remarkable 6th inning rally to pull it out of the fire and win it. They win it 3-2, and they are the lone final winning team. They'll wait until Wednesday now to find out who they play. Wyoma will play the winner of West Lynn Pine Hill on Tuesday night. Wyoma got on the board in the 2nd inning. Josh Donnie got a base hit. Went to second a wild pitch, third on an error, scored on David Palmer's perfect bunt. 2nd straight game they did that. It was 1-0. They got another run in the 3rd. It was Kyle Donnie leading with a double, went to second on a wild pitch. A big 2-out hit by DiFilippo made it 2-0. Cruz settled down, only allowed 2 base runners after that hit by DiFilippo. One was a double by Donnie in the 6th inning, in the 5th inning, and an error in the 6th inning. He shut Wyoma down after they got their 2nd run, and he gets the win on the mound as well as the big hit. East Lynn saved it all for the 6th inning. Lynn led with a double. Benson reached on an error. Perez ripped a base hit for an RBI. Hernandez got an infield hit after the force out at the plate for the first out. With 1 out and the bases loaded, Cruz ripped a shot over the right fielder's head. Newhall had no chance on the play. It went all the way to the fence. He gets credit for a single. That's all he needed. 2 runs scored on the play, and they were the 2 winning runs, and East Lynn saved it for the end. They were shut out through 5. They got all they needed in the 6th, getting 3 runs to win it, 3-2 for Wyoma. Kyle Doney had a single, 2 doubles, scored a run. Ben Patrick was very unfortunate. He lined to the pitcher for a double play. He lined to the second baseman, hit the ball as high as anybody all day, came up empty. Dylan DiFilippo had that big 2-out hit for an RBI. Josh Donnie got his 5th straight hit, leading off the 2nd, scored a run. Duval reached on an error. Palmer had that infield bunt for an RBI. Newhall made that great catch in right field. It looked very big in the 5th inning with a runner on base. And that was it for Wyoma. For East Lynn, Lynn had that double leading off the 3-run uprising, scored the first run. Benson had a single, reached on an error. Played very well at shortstop. Perez had that rocket into the outfield for an RBI and scored the run that tied it. Hernandez got his 2nd hit, the infield hit that loaded the bases. He scored on Cruz's hit, the winning run. Cruz had a walk and 2 base hits. And East Lynn saved it for the end. All they needed was 3. They got them all in the 6th inning. And they will move on to the winners bracket final, waiting to see who they play on Wednesday night. And Wyoma get shocked a little bit. They looked like they were going to be off until Wednesday night, and they were going to be the lone undefeated team. But East Lynn rallies for 3 in the bottom of the 6th, and they win it and pull it out by a score of 3-2. Johnny Cruz, he was on the verge of getting the loss on the mound. He pitched a great game, but he was on the verge, and as luck would have it, he's the guy up with the bases loaded, and he turned his loss on the mound into not only a win on the mound, but getting the winning hit as well. And he does it all for East Lynn, knocking in the 2 runs to win it and getting the win on the mound, turning himself around. The final score, East Lynn with that big 6th inning, 3, Wyoma 2. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.